So let's talk about something that is, well, it's just incredibly tough. Getting through a breakup. If you are right in the thick of that pain, I mean, right now, please know that what you're feeling is 100% real. And hopefully we can walk through a path to get through it together. And that's not an exaggeration, is it? It can feel physical, this raw, overwhelming ache. I think the first and most important thing for you to hear is that you are not being dramatic. Your pain is real, it's valid, and you have every right to feel it. But here's the thing you've got to hold on to, even if it feels impossible right now. This feeling will not last forever. As real as the pain is, there is a real path forward. And the whole point of this explainer is to show you some clear, practical steps to help you find your footing on that path. So the first step on this whole journey, it's just understanding. Why does this hurt so much? Because, when we can actually name what's happening and why we're feeling this way, we start to take back a little bit of its power over us. Now, this is a really important distinction. We usually think the goal is just to stop feeling bad, right? To get rid of the pain. But healthy coping isn't about shoving those feelings down or pretending they're not there. It's about letting yourself feel them so you can actually move through them. Trying to skip this step, it just makes the whole thing last longer. Just take a look at this list for a second. Does any of this hit home for you? Look, all breakups are hard, but some things can just crank the volume of that pain all the way up to 11. Maybe you were completely blindsided, or maybe this was your first real serious love. What if your ex was also your best friend, and suddenly you feel like you've lost two people at once? Seeing these factors isn't about making excuses. It's about giving yourself some grace and understanding why this particular situation feels so devastating. Okay, so once we kind of get the why behind the pain, we have to talk about the what now. What do you actually do in those first few days, those first few weeks, when it feels like your whole world is just crumbling? Think of this next part as your emotional first aid kit. These three things right here, they're your lifeline. First, just let the feelings come. Don't fight them. If you're sad, be sad. If you're angry, be angry. No judgment. Second, you have got to take care of your body. Eat something. Try to sleep. Just a short walk can make a huge difference. And third, stick to your routine. In all this chaos, the simple act of making your coffee or going to the gym can be this amazing anchor that keeps you grounded. And please hear this. Cut yourself some slack. You are not a robot. You're a person going through a major loss. It's not just okay to lower your expectations for yourself right now. It is absolutely essential. You don't have to be a superhero. You just have to get through today. Okay, so once that initial gut-wrenching shock starts to fade a little bit, we move into the next phase. This part isn't just about surviving anymore. This is about doing the active work of processing the loss so you can really, truly start to heal. Now, this might be one of the hardest parts, because when we're hurting, our first instinct is often to just pull away from everyone and everything. But listen, connection is the antidote to that kind of isolation. Reaching out, even when you don't feel like it, and finding healthy ways to get these feelings out, it's absolutely vital. And this slide, wow, it just lays it out so clearly, right? Every day you're at a crossroads. The stuff on the left, it numbs the pain for a little while, sure, but it's the trap, and it ultimately makes things so much worse. The stuff on the right, though, that's the real work. Talking to friends, moving your body, writing it all down, these aren't just distractions. They are actual, powerful healing activities. Okay, let's get real for a second with this question. It is so incredibly easy to fall into that trap of blaming yourself, right? Replaying every single conversation, every mistake, and thinking, this is all my fault, I wasn't good enough. So let's ask it directly. Are you making this breakup a judgment on your self-worth? So here is the reframe. And this is huge. A relationship ending does not mean you are a failure. It so often just means that two perfectly good people just weren't compatible. Your needs didn't line up. When you can shift your perspective to that, it takes the blame out of the equation and lets you see things with so much more clarity and kindness toward yourself. All right, these next two, they're tough, I'm not gonna lie, but they are absolutely essential if you want to find real closure. First, you have to let go of the hope that they're coming back. Holding onto that hope keeps you completely stuck in waiting mode. And second, you can't lean on your ex for support. I mean, think about it. That's like asking the person who accidentally gave you a wound to also be your surgeon. It just doesn't work. Okay, deep breath, because now we get to the good part. After the shock, After the really hard work of grieving, you get to the rebuilding phase. This is where you get to rediscover who you are outside of that relationship and start to look forward again. I know, it might sound completely crazy to even think about this right now, but just entertain the question for a second. Every ending is also a brand new beginning. What new doors just opened up for you? Let's just run through some of these. For the first time in a while, you can put your own needs 100% first. No compromises. You've got more freedom, more time for your friends. And hey, let's not downplay this last one. Having the whole bed to yourself, that is a legitimate win. This isn't about pretending you're not sad. It's about remembering there's another side to this coin. You know, every relationship, even the ones that end in heartbreak, can teach us something. When you feel ready, the goal is to look back, not to figure out who was wrong, but to find the lessons. What did you learn about what you need, what you want, what you won't stand for? This is how you turn all this pain into wisdom. I really want you to let this next one sink in. You are a whole, complete person before you ever met them, and you are a whole, complete person now. Your ability to survive, to thrive, it does not depend on anyone else. You've done it before, and you will absolutely do it again. And finally, when the time is right, and only when it's right for you, don't let this painful experience make you shut your heart down for good. Part of healing is eventually being willing to open yourself up to new people and new possibilities. It's about keeping that little bit of faith in human connection alive. So, as we wrap this up, let's bring it right back to this very moment. Don't worry about next week or next year. Just think about today, right now. What is one small, kind step you can take for yourself to start on this path? Maybe it's just making a cup of tea. Maybe it's texting a friend. Or maybe it's just giving yourself permission to do nothing at all. Whatever it is, just start there. You've got this.